John Lennon's fault, right? And I'm saying probably from that moment onwards. Then I got influenced by punk rock. I went into the city centre to find the cool kids, and they were all punks. I mean, Liberty Spikes and they Exploited and all. That opened up new dimensions. Stiff Little Fingers and
good Northern Ireland band. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Pistols and.
Yeah, but you were too young for it. Obviously, first time. Yeah. But there was still that scene around in Belfast.
There was
cool people around. So does that take you up to like 15, 16? Did you start going out drinking and?
A bit before that, I think.
Okay, all right.
I was on it from I was like 11, to be honest with you. Yeah, absolutely. But there was a DIY club in Belfast. It was called Gyros, but the group or the night was called the Warzone Collective,
right?
And that was the first time I'd ever heard of people from both communities coming together, and it was through music.
Nice.
It was amazing, and there was a big skater scene there as well, and some of the lads went on to have like worldwide success. Like Connor Lynn, Dennis Lynn, his younger brother. I think he lived in Sheffield for a wee while, so it was a cool time. There was around 2000. There was a real sweet spot there. Yeah. But the only problem was walking home, because you had to walk past other communities that you weren't from, and the fear of God was there, as they used to say.
Yeah. So I suppose, to talk about that, I suppose you were. Well, what was it like? So you had the Good Friday Agreement. It was 1998. So how old are you then? You're like 12 years old, So I suppose you'd kind of seen both of it. But I imagine, was it a kind of time of hope and positivity, or there was still kind of fear there?
All I remember is Man United brought out that blue and white stripy kit. I remember it being sunny, and there was. Don't forget we'd heard about ceasefires and stuff beforehand, so it didn't really mean anything.
Yeah, you weren't sure if it'd last.
That's right, and then I think the big changing point was knowing that Bill Clinton was coming over to turn the Christmas tree lights on, because that was not a stop that people made. We'll nip over to Belfast here.
It felt like safe enough for Bill to be there.
Well, that's it, yeah. So we seen him switch on the Christmas tree lights, and drove past me and my ma on the way back home after watching, all the presidential limos and stuff, where they must have been heading up to the international airport.
Yeah, to the airport, whatever, so you come back to give you a wave.
He did. Well, I like to think he did, but
let's just say he did.
He did. He really did. Hi, Bill. Hi, Monica.
See there as well, Oops. No, that's good. So, the next song choice is, we've got it lined up is one you wrote. I know we're kind of jumping about a bit in the timeline, but it's still. Just tell us a bit about the song and your music in general, kind of what you do.
I've been a music fanatic, as we've said, like all my life. I didn't really act on it as such. I was a singer. I lived in Spain and I sang for years.
Okay.
I'll come back to that in a wee minute. But during lockdown, there was a lot of obviously fear, and people were frightened, and I know people that were just like almost religiously watching the news constantly. And I wrote this song for like all of us at the time, and it was just about listening to yourself as opposed to
voices in your head or other people around.
Outside influences,
So basically it's Mighty Muse, and it's under the name Damian Luke on Spotify.
That's
if people
right.
want to see it.
Thank you.
Hey, that's fantastic. How good is that? I didn't know you were that good, Damian.
There you go. Full of surprises, me, Ben.
That's brilliant. Now, so you can see that's Damian Luke is the name it's under, who's my guest this evening on Deserted Island Discs. I'm very lucky to have him here. And it was so you tell us about that, making of that, and you recorded it in Birmingham, was it?
Yeah, recorded it. Well, Wolverhampton. I recorded it at Magic Garden Studios with Gav Monaghan, who recorded Ocean Colours Scene and Robert Plant and a lot of bands that I loved, like over the past, just before lockdown, all those bands like the Twang and the Blinders and
So because you can tell like the production on it's fantastic and
class,
so tight in it, so that like drumming and stuff all like perfect tightness and stuff. It's very professional, very good. How did you get them to do it? Why did you do it there, and how did you do it?
It came about. There was a do in the Ritz in Manchester, and on the bill was the Blinders, the Pagans, SOH, and Cabbage. Yeah. And I went out the back and got speaking to this fella. He looked like a prophet, big grey beard, but like just a character. He looked like a character. Turns out he was the manager. Turns out he was the manager of the Pagans, and we stayed in touch. He knew me as an actor, not as a musician.
Yeah.
And then during lockdown, I started writing some music, and I sent it across, and it kind of progressed from there. And it turns out he knew Gav, and Gav had worked with bands that he's worked with, and that's how that all came about.
All right, great. And so you got in the studio. It sounds fantastic. And you do a few songs when you were there, or?
No, that day we did that one. Yeah, released it as a single, and then went on to form a band off the back of that. And that was a different story. Then we did do another single, and then I went back on my own again.
Yeah, all right, cool. So let's get back to your life story and journey. So you was just getting through your teenage years, and then so you kind of left school. And what did you do then? I
left school and I got my first heartbreak. I remember my first serious girlfriend. My heart was broken, and I went to Fuerteventura to visit my cousin John.
Okay.
He was living out there singing in the bars and stuff. I was probably too young to go, to be honest, but I went anyway. I didn't think it was going to be for as long as it was, and a year and a half later I was still there. So.
All right, okay, that's not bad, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine though. Yeah, it's 16. I think it seems young now, doesn't it? But when you are 16, you often think like you know everything and you're fine and stuff. Was it like that for you out there? Or?
Absolutely. I think the first time that kind of came apparent was when I went to get dressed for my night out, as you did every single night over there. A kind of a broad culture, and then there was no clothes left. I thought, well, what am I going to wear? I didn't know how to use a washing machine, so that was a big alarm bells were going, but
a learning curve there. Yeah. And what was you doing out there then? What did you do? How did you survive?
When I first went out, I was staying on a lilo behind. There was 3 English girls. There was 2 from Bolton, 1 from Leeds, and they were holiday reps. And I stayed behind their sofa on a lilo.
Okay.
And
that was nice of them, wasn't it?
They were great. They were great. And I would hand out leaflets outside the bars.
Yeah. So you get a bit of money that way.
Yeah. And then it wasn't long after that they realised I had a singing voice, so they started getting me to host the karaoke.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that was it was an Irish bar, or
yeah.
So
several. Yeah.
All right. So I can imagine it's quite a touristy place, and there's always Irish bars, isn't there?
Yeah, of course.
Those places. Yeah. So you were out there 18 months. So you must have been young when you came back, then, weren't you? What did you do when you come back? Did you go back to Belfast? Or?
I did, yeah. I actually got stabbed. That's why I came back originally. So I got stabbed in the neck, and I know it was mental. And then came back for a wee while, and then couldn't readapt back into that. To go from that age and who you were, and to go out there where the brakes are off and you can do whatever you want, keys to the sweetie shop, and then you come back, and I couldn't settle. And wind that up with a bit of PTSD from what happened, and
you will do, won't you? God, no. Was it a proper serious stabbing in it?
Did the job.
Yeah, no. So, so what did you do when you went back to Belfast?
Came back, and when towards the end of my stay in Fuerteventura, I'd been working for Thomas Cook as a holiday rep, or as a transfer rep, because I wasn't old enough to be a holiday rep, so they let me guide excursions. Yeah. Basically what that meant for me was I was up steaming all night, and I'd just fall asleep at the front of a coach and wear a uniform.
Right.
And then came back to Belfast, and then I took a job with First Choice to go to Greece. It was Crete.
So you went back out and doing tour rep stuff.
Yeah, 6 years I did that for.
Right. Mm-hmm. Good fun.
Absolutely.
But tiring, and I suppose it has a shelf life, as they say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can't do it forever.
Yeah.
We better play another song. Well, because we've messed about a bit, haven't we? The next song on your list is Raglan Road, but you were gonna perhaps play that on guitar. Do you think?
Yeah, I'll give it a crack.
Should we do that? Do you want to get the guitar and I'll fill for a bit? Just to say, we're on Deserted Island Discs. So it's Damian McNeilly. And so every week we have a guest of someone that's born in Ireland, now living in South Yorkshire, and they come and talk to us about their road and their road here. And they pick some songs. So I'm very lucky that this week we've got Damian in, who's going to sing us Raglan Road. You ready?
Yep. On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first, and I knew that her dark hair would wave us there, that I might one day roam. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way. Oh, I said, let grief be fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret science that's known to the artists who have known the true God of sun and stone. The Queen of Hearts is making tarts while I'm not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away.
Hey, fantastic, thank you. Wonderful, Damian McNeilly. That's gorgeous. What a wonderful voice. And great playing on a borrowed guitar. So you've done fantastically well. Thank you. That's great. Well, I'm not going to press you into playing another one later on. We'll see. If the message is coming in saying more, we'll see.
Sound.
No, it's great. So back to your life then. So you basically just got to the point where you're. Sorry, not to turn my mic off. Sorry, I was got so excited. I didn't turn my mic on, but you can hear me a bit. Say that's fantastic. Yeah. So Damian, yes, we're going to talk about back to your life. Really, we kind of got to when you've been a holiday rep in Crete there. So you did that for 6 years. So you kind of got to your mid-20s, and sounds like you're having a lot of fun with your life.
Early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah. I forgot you started so early, wasn't it? So 16, 18, yeah.
I went back to Fuerteventura, but not as a holiday rep, and I started singing in bars, the backing tracks, Frank Sinatra and the Beatles and Elvis and all that. And then I met a girl from Sheffield. 3 months. Yeah. So hard, yeah. 3 months later, we find out she's expecting a baby. Right. We're expecting a baby, and we came back here on a 6 weeks trial basis, and Well, I'm still here now, 16 year on. 7. Oh, jeez, I'm getting old, aren't I?
Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's fun when you're having flies.
Yeah. So okay, so you made what's a big jump then, wasn't it? So you're still young,
yeah.
And you made the big jump from Fuerteventura. So you've gone from Crete to Fuerteventura.
There was loads in between, let me tell you.
So what different places, like different
Fuerteventura, Lanzarote, Crete, Kos, Ibiza, Majorca, we stint in Benidorm, just all over, all over that kind of
that region of doing it. Yeah. But yeah, so that shift then, how was that? What was that like to start with? Then coming to Sheffield.
To be honest, it was tough. It was really tough.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to be a father, and I knew I needed to change my ways.
Yeah.
So I didn't. It was a culture shock to come back. I remember my son's mother, Faye. I remember her father saying to me, "You're like a caged lion," because it was like.
Yeah.
I went from that straight back into a normal job. And
yeah. What was the job in Sheffield?
I worked at Hallam FM, actually.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Are you allowed to say that?
We don't exist in it now. They've changed the name, haven't they? I think, anyway, yeah. But you still got it in some format. Yeah. What was your job there then?
I was working in sales, selling advertising space. Yeah.
Yeah, tough job, innit? Tough, was it?
Sales, aye. Yeah, it was, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you're alright in the
time,
yeah. And did you stick that out? Were you doing that long ago?
I stayed there for a while, ended up in recruitment and then IT. It was just the same thing, sales over and over, business development and things like that. I wasn't satisfied, with what I was doing though, and I think that pulled on me a lot for a long time.
Okay. Well, we've mentioned your son, and your next song choice is kind of related to that, isn't it? So, well, even so, I mean, you say why you've picked this song and what it means to you. And
when that wee boy was born, that's Leo McNeilly, the front man of his own band now, Mad Love.
So his song's called Mad Love, which is
the band's called Mad Love.
Sorry, which is one of your songs, was it? Or?
Yeah.
So that's a nice compliment, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
That wee boy was the apple of my eye, still is to this day. And I used to sing this song to him when he was young. And then about a year ago, I was playing in Huddersfield, and Leo was there, got up and did a couple, and then afterward he sang this song back to me. And my friend Jen had actually got a picture of it, which I've got right beside my bed like now. So it's very surreal, but it's
a beautiful song.
Yeah.
So it's John Lennon doing Beautiful Boy. John Lennon, fantastic song, and it's also I've got three sons, and all beautiful boys. But my youngest son Ruben, he's a guitar player, and he played that to me, and it just gets you there, doesn't it? Gets you around the place. So it's fantastic. Thanks for picking that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's give your son some plugs. So he's starting out on the road of in the band himself.
He is, yeah. He came to me a year ago. I was doing some poetry opening up for Sam from the Velcro Teddy Bears.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
You know Sam, you chatted
with a hat. Yeah.
So there was Chatty and a Blur tribute band that was fronted by Jarvis Cocker's brother.
Oh, okay. His nephew, is it? Or?
No, I thought that was his brother, the Blur tribute band.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, go on. Yeah, you go.
And our Leo came along and seen
Vincent Cocker, isn't it? That's it.
Vincent.
Yeah, sorry.
That's the one.
Yeah, sorry.
Our Leo came along and had seen young Sammy Murdoch. I don't know if you're familiar with Sammy.
No.
Leo had seen him, and I was like, that could be you in a couple of years. You know? And Leo was just obsessed with football up to a point. And for him, it was Oasis, and then he got into the Beatles, and then he realised that he knew all the Beatles songs because I'd been playing them when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a kid pick up the guitar so fast. Like I gave him my main guitar, the guitar I took with me everywhere, all around the country.
Yeah.
Wrote all my songs on it, give it to him. I'm like, look, do something with it, and he is doing. So they've played. He's been out playing on his own since May. Yeah. And then he's out with the band now. They've done 2 gigs with the third. They've got a headline slot they're looking for coming up. And they're just flying. They look so cool. Do you know what I mean? They look cool.
Well, it's great. 16, what a time to do it. But I mean, Network's a big gig, isn't it? A big venue.
Absolutely,
it's good. Yeah, and they've got that following already of people going, obviously. And stuff.
That's the thing with school and stuff. You know, you've got a much bigger audience, and there's much more intrigue and enthusiasm, isn't there, with the younger ones? So
I meant to ask you about when you picked up a guitar. Then when did you start playing?
See, I've dabbled in guitar from I was quite young. I just didn't have the knack for it. I knew like 3 chords here and there, or I'd know a specific part of a song that I could do, but I couldn't sing and play at the same time properly. And then over lockdown is when I came into myself, if that makes sense. Like it
so
started flowing.
There's nothing else to do, is there? So
that's it. Yeah, it was 3 songs in 2 days or something. Like I couldn't stop. I was just like flying, but like start to finish. And then you get the momentum for it, and started putting them on Facebook, and then that took off from there. So
lovely, great stuff. Yeah. So another aspect of your life is your acting. I've learned about. Just when did you get into that? How did you get into that?
Again, by accident. It was I was at the Grapes Irish Bar, and
I'm aware of it. Yeah.
Familiar with its work, are you?
Yeah.
Same. And there was a casting call going out for Shane Meadows' The Virtues by Warp Film.
Yeah.
And went along, got a day's work. I never ended up in the final edit, mine, but
did you not know?
Wow, I did I remember with.
So there was a poster up in the Grapes, weren't they, saying you're looking for people?
That's right. And I remember there was like this, I seen with Stephen Graham, and they said act natural, but you know, if he interacts with you, do it. I ended up in a full-blown argument with him, you know, just going for it. Didn't quite know what to do with it, but I was doing it anyway. To me, that was combo from This Is England, and I thought, shit.
Sorry. No, apologies.
Yeah.
So, because he was, This Is England, money, that's where he first made his name, So you got the part, you got paid?
Yep.
Even though you're not in the...
That's right,
it doesn't matter, does it? You put your time in.
Yeah.
You've got to pay, And then, so, from what happened after that then?
I started doing web series, short films, things like that. And
how did you get those parts? Just auditioning all the time and stuff? Or?
I reached out to people that I knew. I'd met somebody at a networking event when I worked in IT, a guy called Human Adamson. And he's part of Enon Films based in Sheffield in Spain. And this is like 4 years later. I just messaged him and said, look, I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you saying you make films and I'd like to start acting. Yeah. So he put me in touch with various people throughout the city, and things just went really well, you know. I never took classes or anything like that, so it was all very I was winging it basically.
I went, all right. So I mean, what can people see you in? Or
if on I think I'm still on IMDb. So the things that I've done short film wise, like Father Time and The Last Supper.
Oh, so if you Google Damian McNeilly and it comes up with all your kind of previous roles and stuff out.
That's right.
I'll be doing that tonight and have a look. So
there you go.
And but you say now there's stuff that's going to come out.
So one premiered at the Odeon in Leicester Square about 3 weeks ago. A movie called He Kills at Night.
Okay.
I've only got a small part in that one.
Oh, so there was a big premiere at Leicester Square and you were down there doing all that?
I didn't go.
Oh,
I didn't go.
So,
no, I didn't make it. I couldn't make it that weekend. But that premieres on Prime on Christmas Eve.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So was that the short one, is it?
No, that's a feature.
Full length. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And what kind of character are you playing?
Oh, you'll have to tune in.
Oh, you just can't give us a secret.
Lost my words there. You'll have to watch, but it's
I will, definitely,
Yeah.
And then, so you've been in, you said, what was the short film on then? Because that's been nominated for like Cannes and stuff.
Oh yeah, well it's been put forward for it on Sundance. It's called Fragile Trust, and that filmed over the probably a 1 week period in total, about a month and a half ago. But that was exciting to be on. That was really exciting.
Yeah, and you had quite a big role in that.
I was the lead on that one. Yeah,
amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. But you, obviously looking for more work out there and stuff. You know, I suppose that's a fragile world. I mean, I imagine you have to get rejected a lot, don't you? I mean, how's that go? Because it's like auditions, and I imagine it's a lot of rejection involved before you get the success.
Yeah, I think before lockdown, I was very much, had my Spotlight account, my headshots, up to date showreel and things like that. And I think since then, I've been waiting on other things coming out. I did one a few years ago. In Kent called 13 Cars, and it's still in post-production now. I was waiting on that. I've got a cowboy movie that I did, and when you're waiting on certain clips, they actually make the show reel. But I haven't had it all yet, so I've just kind of left it lingering, and I know that's being slack, but I've been very fortunate that things do come to me, with people that I've worked with previously or whatever, and it seems to come to me, but I do need to pursue it more for sure.
No, that's it. I suppose it's like anyone get like a portfolio of work you need to get, and you're kind of in there and you're waiting for it to build that up. I understand that completely. We better play a song. We're kind of running out of time a bit. You've picked Is It Love? Well, you describe why this and who it's by and all that.
This is a big one. So my first ever best friend, that was my cousin Johnny Bob McConnell, lives in Canada, and one of the best songwriters I've ever known in my life. He wrote this song with me in mind when I was on the verge of a new relationship. I was going to release it as a single. He wanted me to release it, or we'd do something together and release it. And it never happened. That was a few years ago, but it's still to this day from an artist that isn't, on a big scale level. I'd say this is my favourite love song, so it's very important to me.
Okay, Is It Love, Johnny? Wonderful. That's Johnny McConnell. Yeah, so right. Is It Love? So that's your cousin. So it's my guest tonight, Damian McNeilly, who's born in Belfast, now lives in Sheffield, which fits the criteria perfectly for the Deserted Island Day. So every week we have someone who's born in the island of Ireland and now lives in South Yorkshire, and they come and tell us about their life and their road from Ireland to Sheffield. How's it going? You all right? Yeah. Nearly done. Time flying as always. We've got 10 minutes left to try and get one more track in and just chat some more. So, I mean, your cousin there, sounds brilliant, that song, and he's so professional. Is he still playing?
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's a keyboard player in a band in Ottawa called Evil Creek. But the comedian, I'm not sure what's his name now. Paddy. Sorry, it's completely slipped my mind. He was playing in the Odyssey Arena in Belfast last week. Paddy McDonald.
Okay.
And he played one of our John songs as his walking.
Fantastic.
Imagine that at the arena,
yeah.
Class.
Yeah. Well, it's good he's still doing it over in Canada. Yeah. So he moved, so he was in Fuerteventura. I can see what happens with your family. So we're just to kind of try and wrap up a bit. We're going to have time for one more song, and then we might be able to talk a bit more. But I suppose it's kind of how Sheffield has been for you then. So you kind of came here unexpectedly, really. But how's it been in the last 16 years in Sheffield?
Oof. When I first moved here, I wasn't fussed. Truth be told, I really wasn't.
Cold and...
Yeah, well, going from the sun to it was the snow. It hit us really hard. If you remember, end of January, start of February 2008.
Right. And there'd been a property crash and all that, wasn't it? It was like
recession, everything, and it was like, what have I done? What am I doing here? And then it turned into one of those love-hate things, and particularly like over lockdown, living up Hillsborough direction, walking around Hillsborough Park, playing guitar under a tree every day. That was different,
Was that good or bad?
Brilliant.
It sounds good, yeah.
What was
I? Sure yeah.
And then I tried to move away. I moved to Manchester for all of 3 months. No offence or anything.
It wasn't proper Manchester, was it? It was Altrincham, wasn't it? Altrincham, yeah.
Yeah, and then I came back. And I can't leave the place. I don't know whether that's because this is where my son is or what it is, but I've got such an affinity for this place. It's it's a second home.
And I suppose you've gone through phases, you were saying, of when you've kind of mixed with the Irish community and not. So, like you say, you've gone to grapes and stuff. So, was that something you would do naturally? like meet other Irish people, or not really, or it just as it happens?
I think we mentioned earlier about when you're abroad, you always, well, I certainly used to always go seek out the Irish bar or go watch football or whatever it was I was going for. But when I came to Sheffield, that was no different, and I kept hearing about the grapes. Became quite friendly with, you know, the lady that run the place, and met a lot of characters.
Mrs. Flint, yeah,
indeed.
That's our ambition, to get her on the show one day. But
wow,
she says she's very shy.
On that note, sorry, I just want to say a shout out to your mother, Sheila.
Okay.
I hear she's listening this evening. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, she'll love that, Sheila. Yes, yes. Well, that's the other ambition, to get Sheila on the show. I know she doesn't live in South York. She still lives in Manchester. But
right.
You know, I can break the rules sometimes.
Yeah.
It's my show. So Sheila and Mrs. Flynn, maybe together. That might help.
Absolutely.
They're good friends. My mum and Mrs. Flynn, they get on well.
Wow.
So, you're staying in Sheffield for the foreseeable, anyway?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. While your son's growing up still, and there. Yeah. So what are you? Actually, let's get your song. And how long we've got? Oh yes, I think we'll just play out with your song. Really, let's just chat for another couple of minutes,
okay.
And then we'll play your song, and then that will end the show. So
sounds good.
But yeah, so you hopes for the future? More acting, more singing, playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's not one that kind of weighs up more than the other. I'll always be a songwriter, like always now. Like I think once the tap's been turned on, it doesn't really stop. Acting wise, yeah, I want more. I want it all, really, as far as that's concerned. And I'm thinking of picking up the poetry again.
Yeah.
That was another thing during lockdown, and I went into recovery, you know, from addiction, and poetry played a big part in that.
Right.
And yeah, that was a good outlet for that.
Yeah, well, it would do like getting those words and feelings out, and interpretation stuff. I can't believe you've just brought about your addiction now with 5 minutes to go.
Oh, I knew what I was doing, Ben. I knew exactly what I was doing.
It feels like we've got a big question there that's not we've not talked about. We'll have to do part 2.
Yeah.
And come back on, and we can talk about more of that kind of deep stuff there. But for now, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic out. It's gone really quick. Your last choice is This Time by Aslan, which is quickly why you've picked that one.
His voice, Christy Dignam. So there's a big story about that. We touched on addiction there for a second. They were the band that were supposed to be massive, but the lead singer couldn't pull his addictions together at the time, so the big wigs went with U2 instead.
Yeah.
And still, his voice to me is just out of this world, and the passion and the honesty in his music just blows me away every time. And this song in particular, lovely.
Okay, thanks for this. Thanks, Damian. It's been fantastic. Let's play This Time by Aslan.
Thanks for having me.